Okay, once I've finished, I'm gonna go back and watch it to see what's happening so far, to see if I need to tweak anything or edit anything. So you're gonna go up here to this little back button. So you get to this screen where you can see all of your pictures, and I've taken 74 pictures already. And you can watch it. So I'm just gonna push the little play button from the beginning to see what's happening. You can see the light is changing. As the sun comes up, the bunny hops in. Now it's pretty slow right now. If you want it to move faster or if you want it to move slower, we can adjust that in the settings. So I'm gonna stop that real quick and go to my settings buttons over here to the side. And it's right down here, right when you click the settings. It's called the movie speed. It's frames per second. You can make it more or less. So I'm gonna turn it up to maybe 7. I think it defaults to 4. And you can see that that will speed it up. And that looks a little bit more natural, speeding it up. You can also see that I do have a little bit of shifting in my background. So perhaps one solution as I move forward is I need to tape my grass down. I didn't tape it, and you can see just between these 2 frames, my grass is shifting. So I need to fix that. I also had a glitch. My hand got in one of the pictures. So I'm gonna go find my hand. Oh, there it is. It's in picture 63. So you can decide, if I take out picture 63, will it make a huge difference in my video? I don't think so, if I'm looking at the eyes on the before and after on 62 and 64. So I'm actually gonna click on this picture, and I'm gonna delete it. And then see what that looks like with my blinking, okay? Now, I probably would benefit from doing more than just one blink to make it look like it's a series of blinking. However, just for the sake of time, I'm just gonna show that one series. I would encourage you to do more if you're doing something like that that's repetitive in your particular video. Okay, so I've played it. Then once I kind of get it where I want it, okay, so it looks pretty good. I like that speed better. I'm gonna continue my story. So I'm gonna go back up here to the camera mode. It's gonna continue where I left off. If this is my second day, I'm gonna have to line everything up. So looking at my ghost image, my phone did get shifted a little bit. So I'm gonna move that phone and line it up with where my background was yesterday, or as close as I can get it. Okay, I'm gonna take my bunny, put my bunny back as close to where he was the other day. Okay, so use that ghost image to your advantage. There we go. And then I'm ready for day 2. So he hopped on a pogo stick. There's also a way of moving. You could just have him walk across the screen. If I do want him to walk, I could just move him a little bit to one direction, take a picture. He doesn't have to hop. I could manipulate his legs. Maybe he's gonna lift his arm up. In the picture and give us a wave. Okay, so use that clay to make movement too. That's part of the beauty of using a claymation, is you can manipulate the clay to show your movement. Okay, so he's like, hello. I could even give some expression in his ears and have his ears perk up. Maybe he hears something from afar. And then maybe he starts to hop again. Another solution for making movement other than walking is I have this clear string that I found around the studio. I could use this to lift him up if he's hopping and I don't have a pogo stick, and I want it to kind of be a secret that he is hopping without a device. You might see it a little bit, but that's okay. And I could lift him up. The only problem is strings twist. So you're gonna have to get it right at the right spot. So it's not twisting. Okay, so get some hopping action in there. Now, I did want him to hop into a pile of leaves. So I do have this tree in the background. I was actually going to have the leaves kind of fall off the tree and turn like it's fall. So I cut some scraps of paper. Okay, this is what I did. They look like this. And I'm just going to pretend like they're falling from the tree. Now, I want to watch my shadow. You can see as I move across the screen, I can cast a shadow into my artwork, and I do not want that to happen. So be aware of that. I'm going to have to come from possibly the other side or from behind. And I want it to look like the leaves are falling. So I'm going to take some pictures quickly. So the leaves kind of pop up randomly. Maybe the leaves on the tree turn yellow. So I created this yellow hunk, and it's just going to be a sudden change. And it's all of a sudden yellow. Then my yellow leaves maybe fall from my tree. So I cut some yellow pieces of paper. There they are. Okay. Oops, bump my bunny. Make sure he's aligned. I did tape down my grass because it kept shifting on my first video. Now I want my yellow trees to fall from the leaves. Watch my shadow. I don't want my shadow as they fall. I'm going to just drop them, take lots of pictures while I'm dropping them. Trying to get them in the screen. Might try that again. I kind of missed part of the screen. This is challenging with my shadow. Let's see if I got any of those. Then I wanted my tree to turn red, or I had pink paper on hand, so there's my pink paper. The leaves are now pink. And of course I want my pink leaves to fall from the tree too. There they are. Okay, now I know I didn't get all my shadow out of it, so you can kind of see what not to do. You might need some assistance if you're trying to do something and you can't push the button and drop at the same time. Okay, so all my leaves have fallen, therefore all my leaves on my tree are gone. Okay, so I took my leaves away. And there's my tree bare of all of its leaves. Okay, then possibly my bunny wants to scrape all the leaves into a pile. I'm going to have him walk around. Scooping the leaves. Maybe he bends down to push them with his nose. And then I want him to hop into the leaves. So I'm going to stick that wire back in his head. Make sure he's twisting the right way. Get my ghost image up so I can see where he was at. Okay, so you just have to kind of go slow, be patient with it. Your characters are going to get smushed a little bit, so try to correct as needed. It's just the nature of the material. He jumps high in the sky and down, 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 down into the leaves. And I do want him to disappear into the ground, so I'm going to remove his lower body like he's falling into the leaves. Remove part of his head like he's falling into the leaves. A big pile of leaves until he's completely gone. And then maybe the wind comes and the leaves blow away. He has exited the screen. Remember, you do have to make sure that you exit your character out of the screen to end your story. Once everything is completely gone, you are done with your claymation. Okay, so I'm going to go back and watch that, see what it looks like from the very beginning. I've taken 173 photos. And that's from start to finish. So there are some things that are a little bit weird. My shadow, like I was predicting, is in the way. In fact, I did get my hand in here on one of the pictures, so I'm going to try to delete that one. See if it still makes sense. Okay, so just be careful. Watch for shadows. You do need at least 200, so I would have to keep continuing my stories to meet the 200 mark. Okay, in my next video, I want to show you how to edit it, give it some movie or some music, some sound effects before we export and turn them in. Okay, so join me in my next video. Thanks, guys.